Hi, I'm Paula Jasper, and welcome to Exploratorium. Today, you're going to be introduced to my husband, Jack Carlton, and his wonderful artwork.
This is very funny because when I came back to Youngstown, having lived on the East Coast for, 2 decades almost, we came back into my grandmother's house, and I found in one of the blanket drawers this piece of newspaper, and it was from 1934, and so I couldn't. I just started thinking, oh, Cleopatra, Claudette Colbert, the prices of guns at that time. This was sort of a takeoff on a song that was very popular during the 60s, which was Down by the Ohio. I don't want to sing it for you, but it was Down by the Ohio River. And this series of woodcuts and lithographs are from that subject. First of all, it was a woodcut, and then I couldn't see the grain of the wood, so I made the grain of the wood by doing a litho of it, and the grain of the wood that I did was from my childhood's room in the house that I live in now, that had a grain that used to just sort of, I'd get taken away by it because I could see faces in it. After Kent State University, I wanted to get out of Ohio very, very much. And so I had an opportunity to take up the sabbatical leave of somebody who had graduated from Kent State University. And I went up to Maine, to Augusta, and I'd never been there before. I moved into sort of this a small town area around there, and from my apartment that I got on the 3rd floor of one of these buildings, I didn't want to go way out in the country in Maine, I saw this house, and it was up on a hillside. And I saw this house, it was out of another window, and this house that was out of the side window of my apartment. And so it was like, I put them all together like a composite and made a collage print out of it. This is a collage-like printing method. Since I graduated from Kent State during the Kent State incident, and far before that, I've sort of been an anti-war activist. And this is a piece that I just did this last year, and it's called Dogs of War. And so you can see that I've used stamps that I've collected of World War II Let's Play war stamps, and these dogs, I have these 3 dogs. They sort of remind me of, the dogs that were by the river Styx of the ancient Roman thing, except that I have 4 of them, and there are 3 heads here, and I don't know where the other head is. When I was going to school in Boston, I worked very closely with a friend of mine in the print department, and once we were in the museum, the museum across from the school, and we were coming outside, and he picked up out of the gutter this piece of rubber that had fallen off a car or a truck. And he said, "Here, Jack, why don't you print with this?" And I looked at it and I said, "Wow, you could ink this and print with it." And so I started. I was wild. I started to find pieces of rubber. I mean, I found like all sorts of, well, this one fits right there. It also fits for the window. And I found all sorts of other ones that were like the pediments at the tops of buildings and that kind of thing. And so I started printing a whole series at school. And I went to the museum school in Boston. And I had a job on the North Shore in a community college there. And it was very, very close to Lawrence, Massachusetts, the town that Jack Kerouac was born in. And so this, for me, I would see this every time I drove by. I would see this wonderful Milltown Tower, and I would see the Merrimack River, and I thought, of course, of Jack Kerouac.